The movie Gladiator tells the story of how Maximus took revenge on Emperor Commodus, significantly contributing to the gladiator's reputation. But have you ever wondered where the gladiator Maximus came from? Well, keep watching, because that's what our video today is about. First, you need to know that Maximus and the movie script are made up. While the story of Gladiator relies on fiction, the character Maximus was based on many real historical figures. Each of these figures shows a different part of the warrior that Russell Crowe brought to life with his legendary performance. Now, let's talk about them. One of the people who inspired Maximus was a real soldier. Interestingly, this man was related to Commodus, the movie's key villain. His name was Narcissus, and he oversaw preparing the emperor for his shows in the Colosseum. But their relationship ended in tragedy because on December 31st, 192 AD, one was killed by the other. Narcissus was part of a plan to murder Commodus, who had lost control of his empire and the senators' respect. Narcissus killed his student Commodus by strangling the emperor in his bathtub, taking advantage of their close relationship. To give you an idea of how much this man influenced the creation of the character Maximus, the first draft of the Gladiator script was called Narcissus. But while the film's story was being worked on, other historical figures helped bring the character to life. Before Maximus went to fight in the Colosseum, he was a general who led troops for Rome for many years. The scriptwriters took that part of the character's personality from two different military commanders. One was General Marcus Nonius Macrinus, at the time one of the most well-known and respected politicians. He was so important that even Emperor Marcus Aurelius asked his advice before making important decisions. Being extremely skilled at both speaking and fighting, he became a very well-known figure in Rome. General Gaius Avidius Cassius was the other figure who influenced Maximus. He was a well-known military leader in Rome. Unlike Marcus Nonius, he did not become famous for giving advice to the emperor or for his popularity. Instead, he clumsily stole the Roman throne. In short, in 175 AD, he thought that Marcus Aurelius was dying because he heard wrong information, using this to his advantage to take the throne for himself. Unfortunately for him, his power did not last long. In July of that same year, Cassius lost his life. Let's now talk about the last person in the story. Before Maximus became a gladiator in the destitute Roman provinces, he was sold as a slave to the merchant Proximo. Obviously, the famous slave and gladiator Spartacus, who led a huge revolt against Rome between 73 and 71 BC, was one of Maximus's main sources of inspiration. Spartacus is the root of many of Maximus's most obvious and well-known personality traits, such as his boldness and courage, preventing him from quietly accepting being a slave, and of course, his great skills as a fighter and a symbol of other gladiators. Besides these figures, Maximus was given some of his traits and mannerisms from the Hoplomachie gladiators, who resembled the Greek hoplites. Some of his opponents were based on Essidarii, who fought in chariots. With all this in mind, the screenwriters, together with the artistic vision of director Ridley Scott, succeeded in creating one of the most iconic characters in cinema history. Even today, more than 20 years after the character's first appearance on the big screen, his story continues to fascinate and inspire everyone who watches it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.